All right, guys. So in this video, we're going to discuss grammar that is from English File Intermediate. This is for my intermediate students, but obviously this is for anyone who would like to learn grammar in English language. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain 2A, but regarding the exercises, we're going to do it in our course. During the session, we're going to do the exercises. So I'm just doing it to save time, obviously, because I want to, you can obviously watch this video again and again and to learn and try to understand from the video. But if you still, some side of it is not clear, then we can discuss. All right, so let's get started. 2A, English File, intermediate level students. Present perfect and past simple. Obviously, we have discussed many times about present perfect and past simple in lower levels, and then we discuss about present, level 3 pre-intermediate level present perfect and past simple. So today we're going to go a little bit deeper, right? A little bit deeper about present perfect, past simple, and obviously that's going to refresh your knowledge. So present perfect, past simple. As you can see, it has been divided into two clear sections. The explanation has been divided into two clear sections. The first one is this, as you can see, right? And then we have got, let me just choose a different color, this section. So the first section, they're gonna talk about present perfect simple, and then the second section is about past simple. So let's get started. Present perfect, we have got examples, right? And then we have got explanations. So I'm going to quickly explanation, and then we're going to talk about examples as well. So the first point, how does it look like, right? Present perfect, if you see after subject, right? After subject, like I, you, he, she. So any noun that comes in the beginning of a sentence, usually that's subject. So after subject, if you see have and has, and then after that, we see past participle. Past participle, if I want to explain in simpler way, we say the third form of a verb, right? Verb 3, we call it verb 3. Past participle. So if you see have, has plus past participle after subject, then this tense form is called present perfect or present perfect simple. Present perfect simple. Okay, so that is the formula to understand or to learn or to visualize how present perfect simple looks like. Right, anyway, when we use it, when we use present perfect. So present perfect, as you can see here, past experiences. We use present perfect for past experiences when we don't say time, when we don't say exact time, exact time. So we talk about our past experience without telling the time. Okay, this is the first use of present perfect. Example, I've inherited. See, I've inherited some money, but I haven't spent it. You see, when I say I've inherited some money, that happened in the past, obviously. But I'm not focusing when that happened, but I'm just giving you information. So information is more important for me. So this has happened in my life, experience. Or Sally has never met Bill's ex-wife. This is also experience. Like in my life, I've never met Bill's ex-wife, right? Or if I want to ask about your experience that I don't know, I want to know, right? I want to know. Have you ever lost your credit card? Or have you been to India? Have you been to China? Have you been to England? Have you ever tried Egyptian food? Have you ever tried Indian food? Yeah, so I want to know about your life experience. We can also say past experience or past life experience. we use present perfect. And usually in present perfect, we use these two words a lot, ever and never. Ever, when I want to ask, when I ask question format, I use present perfect, ever. Have you ever? Have you ever? It's a lot, very common way of using present perfect with in question format. Never, when I want to say negative, I have never had, I have never seen, I have never tried, I have never eaten, I have never been. Yeah, so that is one piece of information. They go before main verb. So these two words, ever and never, they go before main verb. As you can see here, met is the verb, so never is coming before it. Lost is the verb, ever is coming before it. Second point, we use present perfect simple with recent or for recent past actions. Past action, something happened in the past, but it's recent. It is recent, not long ago. Recent, it means not long ago. Okay, we use present perfect for recent past actions when we focus on present result. So usually if something happens recently, we can have its effect at the present. It has got some connection to the present. Like how? I've cut my finger, right? I've cut my finger. So because I'm saying I have cut or I've cut present perfect, it means, or English people, they understand that your finger has got still injury. It hasn't got better. It's still, there is some kind of injury in your finger. Okay. Too late, our train has just left. Has just left. It means, like when I say has just left, maybe I can see that it is going from behind the train. I can see that train is going. This is how I can understand. Look, has left. Recently happened, so we can have its recent present result. Okay, guys. So in this context, we often use just before the main verb. So we can use most often, just we use to say that something recently happened, and we can have the effect, present effect of that action. Right. Second is also gone. Third, we also use present perfect simple with yet and already. So already we use in positive sentences to say that something has happened before my or earlier than my expectation, before my expectation, or earlier than my expectation. So if I ask my son, do your homework, so he says, I've already done it. I've already finished. So you see, like I was expecting that he has not done the homework. That's why I'm saying, like, do it. But because he has done it before my expectation, he says, I've already done it. So, and already, it goes before the main verb, guys. Already, it goes before the main verb. All right. Now, as you can see here, seen is the verb. So already is coming before verb. Now, when it comes to yet, two things we should understand. The first, yet comes with negative and questions. It doesn't come with positive, guys. So the word yet, it comes with negative and question present perfect. This is the first thing. Second, it comes always at the end of the phrase or at the end of the sentence. As you can see here, yet, yet, you see, the first one is negative, hasn't found yet, and then second one is question, have you finished your homework yet? You see, so this is important. Two things you should know about yet. They come at the end. The word yet comes at the end of the sentence or phrase all the time, and then also we can only use yet with negative and question present perfect, guys. Right. Now we talked about past participle here, past participle, and I said like this is verb 3, and we have to learn, we have to know what is the verb 3 of a verb. For example, go becomes gone, see becomes seen, eat becomes eaten, right? Eat becomes eaten. The verb 3 of be, for example, is be. Go becomes gone, as I said, yeah. Sell becomes sold. So how do I know them? So in this respect, we can have regular and irregular verbs. Yeah, when we talk about verb 3, regular and irregular. In level 3, obviously, we studied in detail, right? So I don't want to go in detail. So irregular verbs, if I want to know the past participle of irregular verbs, we can go to page 165. Maybe we can try now. I'm going to show it to you now. Here you go, guys. So you can pause and you can learn. As you can see, past participle, this is the verb 3. I can also say verb 3 to make it easier for understanding, right? So when I say verb 1, this is verb 1 or infinitive form. Past participle is second form. We say verb 2. All right. Some teachers say it's not the right way of explaining it. That's fine. I mean, as long as you understand what we're doing and how you to apply, that's fine. So infinitive is verb 1, past participle is verb 2, and past simple is verb 2, past participle is verb 3. So to make present perfect, yeah, to make present perfect, we need this part. So this column, right, and this column. As long as you're good with them, you can have a correct present perfect. So we need to memorize or learn them. Okay. So now we're going to go back to our grammar page. So now we've done present perfect in this way, right? So present perfect, as we said, past life experience, to talk about when I want to talk about past life experience without telling the time, or if I want to talk about recent past actions, something has happened recently and it has got present effect. And the examples, as you can see, we've gone through the examples. Now we're going to talk about past simple now. Past simple. And past simple, we start teaching from level 2, level 3, and level 4. We use past simple for finished past actions. Finished past actions. And when we say the time, or at least we know when they happened. We know the time. So like last year, when I have last year, or ago, 2 months ago, 5 years ago, yesterday, last month. These words, they indicate us that we should use past simple. And obviously past simple, we're going to use after subject. We use past simple form, which is verb 2. But if I want to make negative, obviously I should say didn't, and then infinitive, yeah? That is the negative form. If I want to make question, I must use did before the subject, right? And then we use infinitive, okay? So I'm not going in detail because obviously these rules we learn in level 3. So if you would like to refresh your knowledge deeper, then you have to go to, on this YouTube, you will find level 3 explanations in my channel. So you can spend some time on it. Okay, now, so we've understood. So as you can see, the examples are given. This is the positive they got married last year. Negative, I didn't have time to do my homework. And question, obviously question word, you're going to put first, and then did you, infinitive, wake up? What time did you wake up this morning? Right. So as you can see, it's like very small explanation here because, as I said, we have explained this enough in level 2 and level 3. Now, the point here, more important thing is, what is the difference between present perfect or past simple? Because we, in other languages, most other languages, we don't have present perfect. We have got past simple and that's it. So that's why sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for students to understand the real meaning or the real usage of present perfect. So here we're trying to show you the difference between past simple and present perfect. Now, the first point here, we use present perfect and not past simple. Okay, not past simple, to talk about past experience and recent past actions. So when you talk about recent past actions or past life experience, when we don't specify time, this is important, guys. When we don't specify time, so we don't say the time, and time is not important for us. When this happened, not important, but the action itself or the experience itself is more important. I would like to tell you about my life experience. This is more important for me. So we use present perfect, guys. And also present perfect, like I have written 5 books. When I say I have written 5 books, it means I am alive and maybe I will write more. Until now, until present, I have written 5 books. This is my experience. You see, this is one way of understanding present perfect. Now we use past simple. We use past simple to ask or to talk about finished action in the past. So it has got nothing to do. It has got nothing to do with the present. It's only past related. And we know when the time is mentioned or understood. So especially when you mention the time, then it's definitely past simple, like yesterday, last week, because here I'm focusing on the time. Examples, I've been to Madrid twice. I've been to Madrid twice. This is life experience. You see, like we don't have the time. Definitely it happened. Definitely it happened in the past. Maybe the first one it happened 10 years ago. The second one it happens maybe 2 months ago or 2 years ago. We don't know, and it's not that important for us. Because this guy, when he says, I've been to Madrid twice, he is trying to, or he or she is trying to tell us this experience happened to the person. So in my life up to now, up until now. So from this statement, I can also understand that the person who said this is alive. So he might go again, the third, the fourth, the fifth. But what about this? I went there in 1998, in 2002. So when you want to continue about the same experience, now you want to bring the time, then obviously you have to make your sentence in past simple, guys. Another example, I've bought a new computer. So I want to tell you this experience happened, recently happened. I don't say exactly when and where. I've bought a new computer. So I've told you now. And that when I say I've bought a new computer, that computer is still with me. And that computer is still new because that shows it recently happened. Now, if I want to tell you more details, last Saturday, so that now I need to use, or I must use past simple. I bought it. Okay, so that is the difference between present perfect and past simple. Okay, we don't use time in present perfect. That's important, guys. Right, now we're going to do one question from each exercise here, and then the rest we're going to do it in our online course. Exercise A, complete the conversations with the present perfect form of the verb. So present perfect, we are being asked to use present perfect, present perfect simple of the verb in brackets and an adverb from the list. An adverb from the list. So we got the book, right? And then pay. And then we got learn. So we are given the verbs. And then we got here adverbs as well. So we need to use them in the right way. So the first, we have got the example which has been done. Why are you smiling? I've just found. So find, and then just, by using in present perfect. I've just found 50 euro note. Okay. Now, number one, we have got that's a conversation, obviously. B is saying, yes, of course, I've done it loads of time. I've done it loads of time. A flight online book. So A is asking about the experience of booking a flight online. So if I want to make it in present perfect, I start with have. Have you? Have you? Now here, ever. Have you ever? Okay. Booked. Have you ever booked? That's it. Have you ever booked a flight online? Because I want to know about your experience, life experience. So I say, have you ever booked a flight online? The rest we're going to do in our course session. Right. B. Now, are the bold phrases right or wrong? So we've got here bold phrases, as you can see. Yeah. If they are right, we tick it. If they are wrong, we say cross it. And then we have to correct why it's wrong. Right. Now the first one, like I've never been. I've never been in debt. That's correct. So no problem with it. I'm talking about my experience that I've never been in debt. Debt, B is silent, by the way. Now, how much has your new camera cost? So when I see that you have got the camera, right? You got the camera with you. So I know that you bought it because otherwise it would not be with you. So I know this buying happened. So I want to know about the price. So how much did your new camera cost? Not has. How much did your new camera cost? Right. Number one, Dean has just inherited 5,000 euros from a relative. Okay, so we don't have the mentioning of time, right? We don't have the mentioning of time, and Dean is he has just. So when we have just, we use present perfect, and we don't have the time, so that's perfect. There's no problem with it. Yes, but number two, it has got a problem. Why? Because look, we got yet, and we cannot change that because it's not bold, so we can't change that. So when we have got yet, it has to be in present perfect. Present perfect. So how are we going to change that? The present perfect. So has. Maybe I should make a different color. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so we're going to make has because your sister is she. So for he, she, it, with has. Has your sister paid? And then the rest will be same. Has your sister paid you back yet? Has your sister paid you back yet? Okay, and that's it. The rest we're going to do in the session in our online course, guys. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.